Hello and welcome Red Devils United. Hope you're having a great time so far. And on this edition of Red Devils Weekly, we'll be talking about Aaron Wan-Bissaka, of course. We finally managed to grab hold of a man after a lot of haggling and naggling with Crystal Palace over the transfer fees. And for this discussion today, we again have with us a special guest, Mo from the Omani Mancunians. In addition, we'll also talk about potential exits from Old Trafford. We were looking at Paul Pogba's departure. We're also looking at Romelu Lukaku's departure. But to know more, stay tuned to this video. And this time, we've come up with something interesting. We've made a two-part video. First part, you'll see on our channel, Red Devils United. And the second part, you'll see on Mo's channel, the Omani Mancunians. Links will be provided in the description box below. If you love it, like it, please throw in a comment. And now, let's get back to our discussion. So, for this edition of Red Devils Weekly, we have with us Mo from the Omani Mancunians. And this is the discussion that we had. But before we go on to the discussion, please remember to subscribe to our channel, to both of our channels, like all the videos that we put up, and please press the bell icon that you see to be notified of every video that we put up in the future. All right, so Red Devils, as you all saw, amidst all the Glazers out protests, we finally managed to get an Aaron Wan-Bissaka signature on contract and came out with a bit of gimmicky marketing, stuff for his launch as a United player. So amidst all of this drama, I think patience has become a virtue if you're a United supporter. What do you have to say about that, Mo?
Patience is definitely the key word to use there. Finally, after such a long wait, it seems, Aaron Wan-Bissaka joins Manchester United. I'm led to believe that the deal was stalled at the 11th hour, simply because Crystal Palace insisted on adding a 10% fee or selling clause if United were to sell Wan-Bissaka for over £50 million. To another team, they would get 10% of that fee. And so that was the stall that actually delayed the deal by a day. And it seems as though United were too, far into the conversation, and it was way too advanced for them to turn it down. He is the first real right back we've had since Gary Neville, in my opinion, and the perfect, player to step into that position. And now all that doubt and all that sort of fear about Ashley Young being in that starting lineup next year in the right back position has subsided. And so it's good that we've got a right back. He was never, or his position was never the priority for us this transfer window. And so that's one thing that is important to note here. But at the same time, it's good that we have a right back in Wan-Bissaka. He is one of the top right backs in the Premier League, defensively speaking, in terms of tracking back, in terms of being able to intercept the ball, as well as in Europe. Actually, you would actually go say. So, even though he hasn't played at top European level yet, he's a very promising right back, and it looks like a very, very good signing from United. And it's great to have him here. It's great to have him in the club. He will be joining us in the preseason. He might not be there for the first couple of games because he's taking a break after being part of the youth squads, or the under 21, I think it is, for England. Yeah. And so he's going to take a break, and then he's going to come and join United for the preseason tour. And speaking of the preseason tour, we have all the players coming back tomorrow after their summer breaks for the first training session at Carrington. And so we're going to see the likes of Paul Pogba, Lukaku, all those players, Ashley Young, that you've mentioned them as well. All these players who have an undecided future at the club, or the fans have called for them to depart and part ways with the football club. And so I'm not sure if Ollie's going to give a press conference tomorrow, or he's going to wait until he goes on tour. But what do you make of what's going to happen tomorrow? Are we going to be able to find out more information? Because it's all nice and well for the players to be away in Japan and in Asia for their branding tour and sponsorship deals and talking about wanting a new challenge. But it's different when you have to go back and face your teammates and your coach. And so, what do you make of that? What do you think is going to happen? It's a big week ahead for us.
Oh, it is. It is a massive week, especially given the fact that Paul Pogba will be returning, and certain sources suggest that Pogba will be making a personal plea to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to let him leave United this term. But on Pogba's part, I think we should keep him for one more season. I don't think we'll be buying, another midfielder unless we sign Bruno Fernandes. And even after that, it's like very little time to go ahead for a new midfield player. So I think Paul Pogba might be asked to stay for this season, and then next season we may sell him and find in another player. So that's that on Pogba's part. But Romelu Lukaku, I don't know what's happening on his part. The guy has expressed a desire to leave. He's already said that Antonio Conte is one of the best managers in the footballing world, and he's been flirting with Inter Milan more than Paul Pogba has flirted with the idea of finding a new challenge elsewhere. So with Lukaku, I think he's one player that Solskjaer has not fancied at all. Plus, he's more of an obstacle in the fast and aggressive play that Solskjaer now wants to set in at Old Trafford. So we should, let Lukaku go on if we get a good offer from Inter Milan that we're not getting at the moment. I don't know what's happening with the Icardi and Lukaku swap. Apparently, we don't want Icardi and all his baggage at Old Trafford. That's what I've heard. So, yeah, those are my thoughts about these two big transfers that we're looking at out of Old Trafford.
And the next part right now in the video, we will be talking about the transfers and potential targets or players that we're going to be bringing on over the coming weeks. Now that we brought Aaron Wan-Bissaka, we have to move on quickly from this, and we have to, chase and look at the next players that we can bring into the club. We can't dwell on this signing too long.
Hey! This is a two-part video. For the second part, please head on to the Omani Mancunian, link in the description box below. In addition, we got to learn from our sources that Marcus Rashford has signed a new contract at Old Trafford. He'll be staying on for another 4 years with an option to extend for 1 more year. His contract's worth around £200,000 a week in wages. That'll go up to about £300,000 including bonuses. And now let's head on to the second part.